Hi there, I'm Eric Striffler, and I'm going to answer 10 of your questions in 10 of my minutes. Let's start the clock.
At Chris Campo03 on Twitter asks, how do you start your day once you wake up?
How do I start my day once I wake up? I usually take a shower, eat breakfast or not, and pretty much just sit at my computer and edit whatever is next up on the list. That's pretty much most of my days.
Hunter
Not
Haney
exciting.
on Facebook asks, Eric, what is your favorite sports movie and why?
What is my favorite sports movie and why? My favorite sports movie. Sheesh. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is The Sandlot. As much as I don't agree with as an adult what that little fuckboy does to Wendy Peppercorn, if that's her name, I forget. As much as I don't appreciate that as an adult, I love that movie. I guess that counts, right? That's a sports movie, right? Yeah, that's a sports movie.
At Lee Himbarger on Twitter asks, do you want to make short films outside of the PMI reviews, or do you just want to focus on PMI-related content?
I mean, those are not necessarily related, I guess. Although, I mean, you know, I am treating the reviews like short films in some cases, just in terms of actually, you know, putting together such sort of broad things. In general, yeah, I mean, I want to make some short films, some live productions, you know, this and that. But right now, definitely, I am focusing more on pretty much it stuff because that's, you know, honestly, because there's an audience for it. You guys want to see it. I know you'll watch it. If I make something else, it's possible no one will watch it. Like Pity Applause. I love Pity Applause, but it doesn't get as many views as a Pretty Much It thing. I wish it would. You should check it out. Yeah, so I would definitely say I'm focusing on Pretty Much It. Especially we're wrapping up Pity Applause episodes. We got like 3 left maybe. So certainly Pretty Much It will be the more consistent thing. Yeah.
At Dante_K_A on Twitter asks, hey, what's up, Pretty Much It? I'm new here, but what's a good way to make quick money while I'm young?
A good way to make quick money while you're young. I mean, depends how young you are. When I was in high school, I sold, I'm sure I've said this before, but when I was in high school, I bought candy bars and chocolate bars and stuff in bulk at like a Costco or a Sam's Club or whatever, and sold it for more than I bought it for, which, you know, in most cases was just $1. So that was quick, small cash. How about that? Also, you could, I don't know. That's, I mean, that to me is like the easiest little thing. You might get in trouble at some point, like if you're doing it at school. I got stopped a couple times. Yeah, that's going to be my go-to, I guess. Other than that, you know, technically, I guess getting a job, right? I would say start a YouTube channel, but it ain't, you know, 2009 anymore, baby. It's 2017, and it ain't the place to go. Actually, it would be the worst thing to do. I just realized because I think it's before you get 10,000 views, you don't make anything. I think is a new thing they started. I don't know. Sell candy.
Shronky9 on Reddit asks, hey, Eric, I'm a huge fan of your short films, and I love how neat and original your story ideas are, even the really short ones, like Bear. Do you do anything to exercise your creativity, or do cool ideas just pop up in your head?
I'm definitely not the type of person that can just sit down and pump out an idea. I'm really bad at that. Most of the time, I'll be walking around. Like I immediately think of like the Pity Applause theme song. That was something that I wrote and recorded, if you will. I mean, recorded is just, you know, like in GarageBand, so composed. But I didn't sit down and think about it. It was literally like I was out somewhere and I thought of it, and I still have the voice memo, and I immediately like recorded a voice memo like, hey, this is an idea for a Pity Applause theme song. Bow, 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 like whatever. And so that's an example of how, you know, I was out walking around and came up with that and then went home and turned it into something. That's also much to the chagrin of people I work with. People are like, hey, man, for like a Nyctophobia or a synthetic show or whatever, they're like, hey, man, we need a script. And I'm like, you know, the inspiration hasn't quite hit me for this one bit we're missing. And they're just like, nah, we need something. And I'm like, this is not how it's going to work. It's not how it works for me. I know some people can just sit down and, you know, force something out. Not everybody can do that. Everybody works in their own ways, and there you go.
At Ross Kuhi on Twitter asks, do you have any advice on renting a first apartment, particularly when it comes to big cities? I'm moving to LA next year.
Renting a first apartment in a big city. You're moving to LA. Well, right off the bat, I would say make sure if you're going to be like living with people, just make sure that they're not going to drive you nuts. What happens is I'm a very easygoing person, and so I'm very lucky in that because I can mostly live with anybody. Plenty of things that my roommates do that get on my nerves, but that's it. They just get on my nerves, and I don't. When I say that's it, I mean it's literally like I acknowledge like, well, that's annoying. Moving on. It doesn't really matter that much. Even though they should be able to, I can put a new toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll. Things like that. Small things don't really matter. So I would say definitely make sure that you're cool with the people you're going to be living with, and also make sure that the area is an area that is easy enough for you to get to compared to where else you'll be going. Like, try to know where your job is going to be if you can help it. If not, I don't know how old you are, and I don't know if you're going with a job in mind, but if not, just get ready to look around your area. And I would say immediately get used to the public transportation. You're moving to LA, so not that there's much. Try to figure out like how much it's going to be to Uber from here to there. You're going to be doing a lot of Ubering, and I don't know. I'm trying to move out of my apartment. When my lease is up, I'm hoping to not live anywhere. So.
At Raskuhi. No, wait. We did that guy already. Moving on. At Masrani25, similar, on Twitter asks, what movie would you immediately rewatch again after you just saw it?
Social Network, Kick-Ass, Swiss Army Man. These are just ones that come to mind. Those are movies that I did do that for. Like, I could just watch them over and over. As soon as it ends, I could watch it again. Social Network is certainly one of them. Kick-Ass was a big one. That was a great year. 2010 was a great year for movies. I think those were both in 2010. I guess as of late, though, Swiss Army Man, or not that it's a movie, but like Bo Burnham's Make Happy was something I could just like watch over and over again. There you go.
Well, I guess you just answered this, but at Noah Neal, not Noah Neal, excuse me, on Twitter asks, what has been the best year for movies since you've been alive?
2010. We're talking Social Network, Kick-Ass, 127 Hours, Black Swan. The list goes on, and I didn't mean to rhyme that with Black Swan, but it could. I'm not sure. I forget what others, but like that's the first one that comes to mind. When I'm mostly thinking of like Best Picture nominees, that was a really solid year. I got to go with 2010. I really think 2010 was great. I can't remember like all the releases. Thing is, like, I can't remember if there were just as many bad movies as good movies, kind of thing. But there were a lot of really good movies. Like, I think back to that year, and there's a. Well, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is when I think of like really great movies, it just so happens a lot of them were from 2010.
YXK Pro on Reddit asks, aside from film, what other artistic media could you see yourself creating in? Would we ever see an original Striffler painting?
Say that one more time. Apart from film, what?
What other artistic media could you see yourself creating in? Would we ever see an original Striffler painting?
Oh, I don't paint. I'm kind of, well, I mean, my, aside from film, my main thing is I've certainly done a lot more like live productions and stuff. Unfortunately, hard for you to see, I guess. Working on a little bit of music if we can get our rears in gear on that. So that might be a thing, hopefully. Then also there might be like a little sort of illustrated thing coming in regards to synthetic/nyctophobia. I think I might have mentioned that at some point. I definitely did, because that's the reason that this is happening, technically. I could see some stuff like that. That's stuff that's in the works for sure.
Right96D on Reddit asks, you once asked yourself why you couldn't make a 10-second film. With Vine and Instagram, you could. Why didn't you?
I kind of had a 10-second film. Yeah, I kind of have somebody mentioned before Bear. I also did something called Caught. Like, those were little, not vines. Obviously, Vine isn't around anymore, and they weren't 6 seconds. But, I've done little things like that. I enjoy it. That was really more of a, like, why am I not doing more of that, I guess? Because I could technically be doing that anytime. And it really comes down to, I guess as much as I would like to, it definitely, it's still, I don't want to just, like, pump it out in the moment. I would like to, put a little bit of work into it. So it still takes time. Things like that take time. But no, definitely, I'm absolutely open to, like, hey, if this idea only warrants 10 seconds, I'll do it.
All right, well, as usual, you got 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left, baby. Look at all the magic. out here in Union Square. Back to you, Daddy-O.
Time's up!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty clear I am the master at answering 10 questions in 10 minutes. I am not looking at a timer, by the way. I don't know how I came, I seem to come within 10 seconds, sometimes 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever. That's pretty damn good. It's interesting how I guess maybe I've gotten better at gauging time. I don't know. I used to never be really good at that. I'm certainly bad at gauging age. I can never tell how old somebody is, officer. Thank you very much for asking questions if you did. I hope you enjoyed my answers if I answered your cues, if I aid your cues. If you'd like to see any more of my videos, you can click right over here, or if you'd like to subscribe, you can click right down here. Make sure you never miss a video. Also, clicking the thumbs up ain't gonna hurt you, or the like button, whatever the fuck. It's not gonna hurt you. Thank you very much for watching. That's pretty much it.